Hello again, Misty with Mastermind Games. Back for the Warhammer 40,000 related Space Marines Heroes, which were blind purchase kits that have been sporadically available. I like to get them to just kind of test out variant color schemes, and previously, the first two I've done have been the victims of my April Fool's jokes with the creation of the Brotherhood of Flint and Stone and the Roach Marines, but this time I'm going to start with 09008 Sun Yellow and give them a Imperial Fists color scheme. I was saying an Imperial Fist color scheme would have actually been better grammar. One of the first founding chapters, the Fists are siege experts on the defensive side, fortification, their Primarch, Rogaldorn, pretty much the best architect in the Imperium of Man, having designed apparently both the Golden Throne and the Imperial Palace on Terra, among many other things. So I'm going to do a second coat of this, doing a light color on black primer. As you can see, it's going to be problematic. We want a nice bright yellow here. Option 1 would be to paint the model with white where I want the armor to be. Option 2 is a second coat. So I'm going to just give a nice solid coat, let it dry, and then give it another go off camera, and then I'll be able to move on normally. I'm trying to avoid the bolt gun and bolt pistol right now because I want those darker. But now, my main army of Space Marines is Ultramarines, but I was kind of thinking about Imperial Fists at one point in time, mainly because of the Beast Arises series of books, highlighting the orcs, but also the Imperial Fists. There is a lot revealed about him in this book, and I would strongly recommend reading the series, which is now in omnibus form. It's one of the, I'd say, best series I've read for Warhammer 40,000. Alright, that's pretty good. I'm going to let that dry completely, and when it does, I'll apply the second coat off camera. And when I come back, I can start on some of the secondary colors. And I'm still having a focus issue, so I'm going to have to play around with that too. Okay. Working? Okay. So I applied that second coat of paint. I played around with my background and lighting. We'll see if this works a little better. So that's about what I want for my base coat on the Fist himself. So now I'm going to take Stormy Gray 0088. And a finer brush. And I'm going to get the body glove here. I'm going to start from the legs and go up. So let's see here, alright. Then the elbows where it's exposed. Can see a little bit over there. And then I'm also going to use this on the frag grenade hanging off its belt. And I'll get the bolt gun and bolt pistol in this as well, but I'm also going to go back over them again with another color. Kind of work a little of the old late 80s, early 90s brightness into it. So I don't have the Imperial Fists Codex supplement because I don't collect them actively, but I may choose to get the all of those eventually anyway, but I haven't yet. So I don't know what kind of information is in there that I may not already know, but that Beast Arises series does have a major lore surrounding the fists. I cannot recommend it enough, so I'm not going to spoil it either for those of you who haven't read it, so. This isn't any kind of sponsorship, paid or otherwise, I just really liked that series of books, so. And there's supposed to be a big Warhammer 40,000 announcement on Sunday. I don't know what exactly, but Games Workshop has already teased the return of the Necron Silent King. There's speculation from some YouTubers that the Emperor might come back, but I doubt that very much just for story reasons, mostly because he's got to stay on the Golden Throne or else the Astronomicon burns out. But, okay, now I'm going to take Yellowed Bone 09143, yeah, get the Purity Seal, he's the parchment of it. But anyway, maybe with any luck we'll get another Loyalist Primarch. I don't know. We'll just see. I'm not going to speculate, but I would love to see Rogel, Dorn, or Lehman Russ return to the Dark Imperium. Especially after reading the book of the same name, which I'm still waiting on the next part to come out, where Gilliman really wishes he had even one of his other brother Primarchs to talk to. And now Olive Green at 09035. And this is actually going on the wreckage this fist is standing on. And I'm going to go with a slightly larger brush here. And we're just going to carefully paint around his feet, and so because of the scenic base, I will not have to apply flock or talus to this when I'm done, which will actually speed things up, but just standing on a ruined Imperial architecture. Which is actually kind of appropriate, though I'm sure this son of Dorn would be livid to see the fortifications of the Imperium be sundered, so. And this olive green triad is a pretty good Acadian style of green here, and I think that's all I'm going to do in that color. I need to let this dry for a bit, and I can move on. And, you know, I keep playing around with my backgrounds and lighting. I'm still not getting much headway on this blue. So I have to keep playing around with it until I get it right. Alright, I'm still playing around with the lighting. I'm not sure if this is going to make it better or worse, but chaotic red. So based on the Space Marines Codex, it looks like the Aquila on the chest is much darker than what I initially thought it was. I'm not following the Codex exactly, but I am going to follow it reasonably close. We're going to get the Purity Seal with this. I think I've got too much water in the brush, it's really fighting me. And then the Aquila on the chest. That should get me pretty close to what I'm going for. And now I am going to take Fire Red 09004, which is clogged up, so paperclip down the nozzle to clear. will figure out this blur and lighting thing eventually. It will happen. It's just going to take time. So, I'm going to carefully pick out the trim on the pauldrons with this. And if it seems too bright, it is going to get darkened when I shade it. Let's get that off with a spare brush real quick. But, yeah. Just being real careful here. Want to keep that nice bright yellow intact. I nicked that optic, that's already going to be picked out in another color anyway. Then I'm going to pick out part of the bolt pistol and bolt gun in the red as well, give them a splash of color. Because in a lot of ways, the Space Marines are the equivalent to medieval knights. And personal heraldry is a big thing. And apply that to the bolt gun as well. Let's see, this is going to be a little different. Okay. Okay. Well, he's got an extensively modified version, it looks like. That's never quite seen details exactly like this on any other one, but again, everything in the Imperium is, for the most part, handcrafted. They don't trust machines to do anything for them anymore. Not after the Men of Iron, so... Okay. And I need a color for the holster. You know what, I'll do that in the same color as the stonework, so... I'm going to take uniform gray now. I think I made the blur issue worse trying to fix it. Good grief. Alright, let's try to move the lights up a little bit and see. Well, the light's not helping either. I had it for a half a second. Uniform gray. It's going to end up much lighter than the gray on the bolt weapons and the body glove. And let's get the holster for the pistol. And finish up the rubble on the base. Let's get that stonework there. There's some spent shell casings on the ground too. I'll get those separated a little bit. And And this is a type of video where I can't do a second take without spending months stripping paint, so I literally get exactly one shot at it. Okay, let that dry, and then I can finish up base coats. This one's a little more gray on it. Alright, let it dry, finish up base coats, move on. Alright, changing up my lighting again. Trying something new again. Alright, so Tarnished Steel 09206. This, I don't need too terribly much of it. Excuse me, I'm going to go on this optic here. And these parts of the helmet. This token here. And I'm going to put it on the icon on the pistol. The gun doesn't really have too much of that. Alright. Then before I forget this, let me pick that up and get this pipe. Now, old bronze 09197. I will figure this out eventually. I will get this blur thing resolved completely at some point. I'm just going to have to keep experimenting until I get it right. This is going to go on the icon on the pistol, which I caught somewhere. It's supposed to be a marksman's honor. Allegedly crafted from a spent bolter casing used by the Emperor himself. Which, if you, as impossible as that seems, though, it actually is possible, if not likely, when you consider that the Emperor was immortal and spent hundreds, if not thousands of years in combat during the Great Crusade, fighting assorted foes. And I realized I missed those pouches on the back, so let's take that uniform gray again and get those. So, 2,000 round, an automatic weapon on full auto can spew out 2,000 plus rounds a minute, maybe more depending, and if you figure 2,000 rounds times several hours times hundreds, if not thousands of years, it's at least hypothetically possible that the Emperor could have used that much ammunition, enough ammunition to give out all these marksman honors from his spent ammo. That's pretty good on base coats, so before I start rambling anymore, let's call this good and let it dry, and then I can start shading. Okay, time to shade. So I'm going to start with red brick 09001. And thinning with 1 part water to 1 part paint, making it into a wash. And just get the purity seal and the chest plate. And then vampire red. I can't do everything I want to do at once right now. real careful on the trim because I do not want to get this on the yellow if I can help it. And same color on the appropriate areas of the pistol. And the bolt gun. Nick the bottom a little bit. Let's just try to brush that off. Alright. And then Stormy Gray 09088, and I'll shade the belt pouches, the holster, and the rubble. Being very careful around the spent shell casings, which you want to assume are from a bolt gun or other bolt weapon. Possibly an auto gun, but those are actually more rare compared to the las gun. But he could be fighting Gene Stealer cults or chaos cultists. Alright, and I need to let that dry completely, which is going to depend on heat and humidity, so it's hot and dry today, so it shouldn't take too long. So back in a little bit here. Alright, next, Blackened Steel 09205. Yeah. The optic, those little prongs on the mask, that icon is on the gun as well. That icon on the gun. Then the pipe coming out of the ruins. And then aged Pewter 09196. There's not too much of this one. That marksmanship badge there. And the spent shell casings. And matte black. Now with particularly dark colors like this, you need to fill it with 2 to 3 parts water to 1 part paint. Otherwise, you'll end up obscuring your details more than you need to. The goal is to darken the lowest points on the model, not completely obscure everything. In here, it's going to be the body glove that's visible at the elbows and the thighs, and the back of the knee, which has a bit much on it. It's kind of tricky to get the right balance sometimes. And then the frag grenade here. See, that's what I want right there. It's going into the grooves in the grenade. Exactly what I want. I'll get the rest of the bolt guns. Now the optics on this pistol I'm going to pick out as a lighting effect in a bit, so that will be brighter. I think I was saying that in just about the most awkward way possible as well. And the gun. Doesn't have as much on it as it normally would since it's so dominated by red, but it's just fine. That is on things. Let's just complete the yellow and the green, which we'll have to do separately, and one other color I'm almost forgetting about. Stained Ivory 09142. That's just going to go on the parchment to the purity seal, and I just need a tiny dot of that. Thinned out. I have a little beetle crawling on my leg. There we go. Once that dries completely, I'll get the yellow, and then I can get the green and the lighting effects, and then move on to highlighting. Alright, the big one. Marigold Yellow 09007. I'm not sure if I'm getting this right or not. Even with my window on my computer maxed out size-wise, it's still only showing a small picture. Get them very thin. Going over the face or head helmet. Just finish up the chest and torso here. Get the backpack. Keep the brush nice and wet during all this. Pop that bubble there. I'm not going to highlight underneath, but I do want to get it. I'll just do one arm at a time. Make that pistol there. shoulder and other arm. And this will look right when I get the highlight on. Getting the leg, being careful around the purity seal. Okay. A little more right here. Now let that dry completely, then I can do the green and get the lighting effects started. And move on to details. No, I don't think I've got that focus thing fixed yet. Okay, time to prep the lighting effects. So matte white, I'm using just enough water to thin the paint. By the time this dry, by the time I get the last shading, I should be able to do the lighting. So just carefully fill in the optics. Get the back as well. And that's going to be it for that. Now, Muddy Olive 09034. And we're going to just get this what I assume are standard STC ruins used by the Imperial Guard. Alright, now Sky Blue 09018. This is going to be another, as a lighting effect, you'll need to use 2 to 3 parts water per 1 part paint. Needing it extra thin. And the key here is for some of the white to show in the end. And that's not too bad. So let that dry completely, then I can highlight, detail, and wrap up. Alright, everything's all dried up, so time to highlight. Lemon Yellow 09009. no water, straight paint only. You want a ragged feathered brush, something along the lines of this. Still getting me grief on the focus. I'm just going to keep trying different things. Rubbing out most of the paint on a paper towel, and then lightly dusting the area to be affected against any raised areas. Get out of the way to refreshing paint as necessary. Focusing on the most readily visible areas. So things that are undercut are going to be fine as is with just the shading that's on them. And speaking of, I'm going to give this a minute once I'm done. Excuse me, once I'm done, so it can dry before moving on to the detail work, specifically the iconography. Okay. Next, Misty Gray 09090. I really need to do this before anything else because of the rubble there. Which I'll just go ahead and start with. Make sure these pebbles are highlighted enough to stand out. Get the holster and pouches. Next, uniform gray. Oh boy. In trying to fix the focus, I wound up making it substantially worse. So, I'm just going to have to try something else on the next video. And this is the uniform gray. Next, Phoenix Red 09095, or no, this is 09005. There's a much of a different paint on the label there. real careful on the trim on the shoulders. Again, I do not want to get the yellow if I can help it. Oh boy, brush on everywhere. Tarnished brass 09198. And true silver 09207. Let's see, no, I haven't got anything yet. Pale olive 09036. Just got a couple left now. Creamy Ivory 09144. Oh boy, and before I believe it dropped 800 frames. Screw it. Screw it. I am going to finish this. This one is clogged. This is Creamy Ivory, going on the Purity Seal. That's the pressure on it. And Vampire Red. If I'm going to grab on the brush, not that one. That one. We'll go on the wax part of the seal. And I can get this to focus just a little bit for crying out loud. The joys of technical difficulties strike again. I will keep trying until I get it right, but it is very frustrating, to say the least, to keep trying, experimenting, and having all these issues. Alright, there's the highlighting. Now I'm going to take matte black and I'm using a detail brush first. Just going to fill in the barrels on the firearms. Just put a little dot in the middle. Now with the same color and a flat head brush, I'm trying to find the one that works best here. Alright, fine. Can't find my favorite. Grab a different one. It's alright. using just enough water to thin the paint. I'm just going to go around the edge of the base and touch this up. Being especially careful since this is a sculpted scenic base not to nick anything that I have painted. Now to start the iconography on the left pauldron, I'm going to take matte white again, using just enough water to thin the paint. Going to put in a little circle here. Alright, I need to let that completely dry, then I can finish up the iconography and wrap this up. Alright, few finishing touches. Matte black again. And my finest detail brush. This is going to get tricky. So first I'm going to get, I'm going to mark him as a battle line squad. So just arrow pointing up. And now here's where it gets particularly tricky. Get the Fist of Dorn iconography here. Well, I think actually the Fist of Dorn is one of their successor chapters. Carefully. So that didn't turn out too bad considering it's the first time I've ever tried Imperial Fist iconography by hand. So I'm going to take a little matte white again. And I'm just going to put a random, looks like I used the third company. So we'll just do a Roman or High Gothic numeral on the pauldron to designate the 3. Yeah, not too bad for a first try in my life. And that is it, an Imperial Fist color scheme. So I'm going to do another one of these in Salamanders next. So until then, I'm Ian Stuckey with Mastermind Games, signing out.